framework over the next 10 years. Also, over the last 2 to 3 weeks, thanks to again the great effort and work done by the Ministry of Climate Change, we have had very constructive discussions with the IMF team with respect to the resiliency fund that we requested last year, and we have made very meaningful progress around that, and inshallah we will hear from them pretty soon on that front as well. And this is on top of obviously the international capital markets, etc. This afternoon I'm going to be at the launch ceremony of a green sukuk. So a lot of things are happening in that space. But what I said in the climate finance conference a few weeks back as well, while financing is very critical, the real discussion and the real issue for us is capacity and capacity building at our end. It's therefore, when we look at back to the flood discussion in 22, we had pledges of a little over $10 billion. What did we ultimately receive? 1/3 of that. And the reason for that is, as a country, we could not come up with investable, bankable projects. And that is what we need to work on. And that's where the technical assistance is as important as the financing that we require as a country. Now, coming to the glacier discussion, Secretary Planning and Head UNDP, of course, the video that we just saw, put the what and the why part in context as well. And it is indeed alarming that 10,000 of our glaciers are receding at a rapid pace because in turn of the rising global temperatures. Flooding in the Indus River is a consequence of that, and this disturbed water cycle in turn is already impacting our crop yields, the food production, and indeed the livelihood of millions of people who go into distress situation. During this crisis, when we talked about the flooding in 22, GLOF events struck, and we in turn now have, from what I understand, a little over 3,000 glacial lakes, 33 of which are highly volatile and putting at least a little over 7 billion people in grave danger. These are large and these are alarming statistics. And therefore, I do think all the work that has been done, the preparatory work that has been done in terms of putting a Pakistan Glacier Protection and Resiliency Strategy Framework, which the Secretary Climate Change just explained, and which is now going for public review and input, is a very, very timely action. In that context, the work and this framework providing guidance around the monitoring systems, early warning mechanisms for GLOFs, promoting community-based adaptation practices, and integrating glacier conservation into the overall national climate policies are the right things to do under this framework. Now, in that context, I would want to acknowledge the inputs that have already been received through Everest K2 National Research Center. Sir, the book that you just gave me, I will go through it with interest. Obviously, a lot of time and effort has been put in to put that together. International Center for Integrated Mountain Development, International Union for Conservation of Nature, and of course, all the great work, help, support, assistance that we are receiving from UNDP. The only thing, just looking at your presentation, Secretary Sahaba, and you know how our Prime Minister